1967 was a year bursting with soul, horns blazing, bass lines rolling, and voices that cut straight through the noise of the times. Maybe you slow danced to some of these at the high school gym, or heard them drifting from a transistor radio on a summer night. And while some artists became legends, others left us with just one unforgettable spark. These are 10 one-hit R&B wonders from 1967 that still deserve their spotlight. Number 10, Hypnotized by Linda Jones, the voice that could stop time. Linda Jones had a voice that felt like it was carved from pure emotion. Released on Loma Records in 1907, Hypnotized came during a moment when soul music was expanding.
I'll do whatever you say.
Artists were pushing harder, singing deeper, telling stories from the heart. Linda was only in her early 20s when this track hit the charts, yet she delivered it with the emotional fire of someone who had lived a lifetime of love and loss. The recording sessions were intense. Linda's style was raw, unfiltered, and she would lean all the way into a note until it trembled with feeling. DJs at the time would say her voice shook the walls, and they weren't exaggerating. If you close your eyes, you can almost feel the warm crackle of an old record player spinning this track in a dim apartment somewhere in Newark.
Make me hug you, make me keep.
Though her career was tragically short, Hypnotized continues to find new listeners, sampled by artists and reissued by collectors. A single hit, yes, but one that echoes with eternity.
Fingertips, one kiss from your sweet, sweet.
And if you think that one was powerful, the next song brings a whole lot of joy with a sweet splash of heartbreak. Number 9, Baby I Love You by Howard Tate, the quiet fire in the shadows.
Baby, I made some bad mistakes. Hey, don't leave.
Howard Tate was one of those voices you felt before you could describe. Released in 1967 on Verve Records and produced by the legendary Jerry Ragavoy, Baby I Love You came at a moment when Tate's career seemed poised to break through.
Made some bad mistakes. Hey, don't leave. My heart is gonna break.
His voice had that perfect blend of gospel ache and street corner smooth, a sound that could melt the dance floor into a slow sway. But here's the twist. While critics adored him, his label struggled to figure out how to market his sound.
Now the time to show it. Yes it is. My love is yours.
He wasn't as polished as Motown, not as gritty as Stax. He lived right in that sweet space between, and sometimes that beautiful in-between gets overlooked. Picture a late summer evening, windows cracked open, radio low, and this song just finding you. A voice calling out into the night, tender and real.
What you need to make it happen.
Tate never got the mainstream spotlight, but this track, it still glows like embers. If that one felt like a late night whisper, the next one is pure sunshine with a dance beat beneath it. Number 8, I Heard It Through the Grapevine by Gladys Knight and the Pips, the version too real to forget. Now, most folks remember Marvin Gaye's smoldering 1968 take. But before that, in 1967, Gladys Knight and the Pips lit this song on fire first. Released on Motown's Soul imprint, their version was faster, fiercer, almost church revival energy. Gladys didn't just sing heartbreak, she called it out, bold and clear, like she saw the hurt coming before it even hit. The surprising twist? When this version dropped, Motown didn't expect it to do much. But radio DJs felt that pulse and pushed it hard. And suddenly, Gladys and the Pips had a major chart hit on their hands. You can almost feel the stomp of the snare, the urgency of the horns, the way Gladys leans into her phrasing like she's telling you a secret you already feared was true. Even though another version would later overshadow it, this one remains the raw, soulful heartbeat of the story. If this track stirred up the drama, the next one swirls us back into tender, slow burn romance. Number 7. There Is Something on Your Mind by Baby Ray, the slow burn confession.
Misery.
In 1967, Baby Ray stepped into the scene with a track that felt like sitting across from someone who's finally ready to tell the truth.
There's something on your mind.
Released on the Kent label, There Is Something on Your Mind was a smoky late-night soul confession, soaked in blues and heartbreak. Baby Ray wasn't a household name, but he carried the kind of vocal phrasing that made you lean in closer, like every word mattered.
If I ever cross your mind.
This song had an interesting lineage. It echoed earlier renditions from the blues circuit, but Baby Ray gave it a smoother, more intimate R&B sheen. You can almost picture the small clubs where this track lived best. Dim lights, wood-paneled walls, the hum of an amplifier warming the air, and couples holding each other just a little too tight. It's slow dancing for people who know what it means to hurt soft and love hard.
This puts a heavy burden on your mind. It bugs you the most, to say the least, if not less. And
the track had regional radio success, especially in cities like Chicago and Memphis, where DJs loved its quiet intensity. But without major label push or touring infrastructure, Baby Ray didn't get the breakout moment. Still, whenever this song comes on, it feels like the room gets smaller, warmer, more honest.
realizing what you done, you reach down, you pick up your baby in your arms, you say, "Speak to me, baby, what have I done?"
And if that one was all whispered truths and dimly lit corners, the next track brings us into pure, sweet, summertime harmony. Number 6, I Do, by the Marvelows, the doo-wop dream floating into the soul era. By 1967, the doo-wop wave was fading, but the Marvelows brought its sweetness into the new soul sound with I Do.
I love you with all my heart.
Released on the ABC Paramount label, this track was light, romantic, and catchy in that effortless way where the melody just moves right into your memory. The Marvelows were a Chicago group, harmonizing their way through local talent shows and club gigs before this song unexpectedly put them on the national map.
I do now, yes I do.
The story goes that I Do wasn't even meant to be the lead single, but once DJs got the record in their hands, that opening bounce and warm vocal blend were impossible to resist. You can almost feel a summer sidewalk under your feet when this plays. Screen door cracked open, kids outside, a radio humming in the kitchen window. It's young love bottled into 45 revolutions per minute.
Be my bride, I do now, yeah.
But like so many groups of the time, limited promotion and lineup changes meant their spotlight faded almost as quickly as it arrived. Still, I Do remains one of those forgotten treasures that feels like smiling. If these forgotten gems are stirring up memories or introducing you to something new, give this video a like. It helps keep the soul alive, and we've still got 5 more classics waiting, including one at number 1 that just might take you right back to that very first slow dance. Number 5, Soul Finger by the Barkays, the coolest groove you didn't even know you remembered. 1967 gave us a whole lot of rhythm, but Soul Finger was something else entirely. Released on Stax Records, this track was pure, playful swagger, a party on vinyl. The Barkays were a young Memphis band, practically kids, but they were already the house party kings around town. When they got into the studio, the idea was simple. Make something fun, loud, and impossible not to move to. The horns jump, the bass struts, and the crowd of kids shouting the hook. Those were neighborhood children who just happened to be hanging around the studio that day. It's joy in its rawest form. And for a moment, it felt like the Barkays were on their way to becoming the next Great Stax band. But tragedy struck that December when most of the group died in the plane crash that also took Otis Redding. The song remains, forever youthful, forever dancing, forever untouched by sorrow. If that one was pure movement and sunlight, the next brings us into deep soul storytelling, the kind that makes you pause mid-breath. Number 4, Tramp by Lowell Fulson, the attitude anthem before attitude had a name.
Tramp.
Before hip-hop swagger, before funk got its full strut, there was Lowell Fulson stepping into 19-7 with Tramp.
But I'm a lover.
Released on Kent Records, this track was a sleek-eyed, blues-soaked declaration of self, equal parts playful, cocky, and irresistible. Fulson was already a seasoned bluesman by the time this hit, a guitarist who'd played juke joints, chitlin circuit stages, and smoky after-hours bars. He knew character, and this song was full of it.
I'll answer when you call me. Oh, baby, I mean that if it makes you feel.
With its gritty guitar licks and spoken word back and forth, Tramp felt like a conversation you might overhear on a front porch, sharp, teasing, but always smooth. The twist? While Fulson's version charted well, it was the later reinterpretation by Otis and Carla on Stax.
'Cause I keep a fat bankroll in my pocket, baby.
That got the bigger spotlight, pushing Fulson's take into the shadows for many listeners outside the blues scene. But listen closely. Fulson's original carries a slow-burning confidence that can't be duplicated. It's weathered, seasoned, like a man who's lived every word. If this one was all style and swagger, the next track goes pure heart. No guard, no hesitation. Just love in full bloom. Number 3, I Wanna Testify by the Parliaments, the spark before the P-Funk universe was born.
Just wanna testify of your love.
Before Parliament Funkadelic became the Cosmic Funk mothership, they were the Parliaments, a tight vocal group with sharp suits, street corner harmonies, and a dream bigger than the room they were singing in.
It's taken me by surprise.
In 1967, they released I Wanna Testify on Marvelettes Records, an upbeat, joyous soul shout that climbed the charts and seemed to promise a bright, mainstream path ahead. But here's the twist most people don't know. When it came time to record the final version, only George Clinton was actually available. So, studio singers were brought in to fill out the vocals.
Oh, don't know love, can't look up at my.
That's right. This one-hit wonder was basically George, a stack of session and prose, and timing that just happened to be perfect. You can feel the church in it, the clapping rhythm, the push in the chorus, the way the song almost stands on tiptoe to touch heaven.
Once I was a hollow man in which
Hearing it feels like being on the front row of a Sunday service where everybody's smiling, swaying, and singing back. And while Parliament would later reinvent themselves into something wilder, louder, and legendary, this record is a snapshot of pure soul joy before the spaceship took flight.
you've been delicious to me.
If that one lifted your spirit, the next track is going to glide you into sweet velvet romance, smooth as the slowest slow dance. Number 2, Tell It Like It Is by Neville, the trembling voice of truth.
Tell it like it is.
When Tell It Like It Is floated onto the airwaves in late 1966 and arose through 1997, it didn't just chart. It stopped people in their tracks. Released on the small Marvelows label, this song came from deep inside Neville's soul. His voice here is almost fragile, quivering like a heart that's been cracked, but still chooses to love anyway.
I'm not a little boy.
It wasn't polished Motown. It wasn't gritty stacks. It was naked honesty. But behind the beauty, there was trouble. The song became a massive hit, bigger than the label could handle. Marvelows was underfunded, overwhelmed, and the success ended up drowning them in legal and financial chaos. And just like that,
Letting your conscience be your guide.
Neville's rise got caught in the undertow, yet the recording remains timeless. You can feel the late-night loneliness, the trembling hope, the soft plea for sincerity. It's the sound of someone loving with everything they've got left. Play it today, and the world around you seems to quiet down. Just you, the memory of someone you loved, and the truth hanging in the air.
If you want me to love you.
But trust me, nothing prepares you for the song sitting at number 1, a track that didn't just touch hearts, it haunted them. Number 1, When You're Young and in Love by the Marvelettes. The last gleam before the curtain closed.
When you're young and in love.
By 1967, the Marvelettes had already given the world Motown magic, but their star was dimming as newer acts took the spotlight. Then came When You're Young and in Love, released on Tamla. It didn't explode on the charts the way their earlier hits did, but it carried something even more precious, a bittersweet, radiant innocence that felt like the very essence of young love itself.
When you're young and in love.
Produced with that unmistakable Motown shimmer, the track glows with swirling strings, gentle percussion, and a vocal that sounds like memory. Soft, sincere, hopeful. What most people don't know is that by the time this song came out, the group was fighting exhaustion, lineup changes, and shifting label focus. They poured everything they had left into this record.
So many teardrops about to fall.
Picture a gymnasium dance floor in Tate, twirling dresses, polished shoes, the lights turned low, and this song filling the room with tender possibility. It feels like taking someone's hand for the first time and knowing, just for a moment, the world is perfect. Though it didn't become a chart giant, collectors, DJs, and soul lovers still treat it like treasure.
You're young and in love.
And maybe that's what makes it unforgettable. Sometimes one quiet, heartfelt offering is worth more than a dozen loud ones. We just took a stroll through memories that live between the grooves, songs that may not have topped every chart, but surely left fingerprints on the heart. These artists gave us a spark, a moment, a feeling we still carry today. If this journey through 1967 warmed your soul, subscribe to keep the groove alive. There are so many more forgotten gems waiting to shine again. And now, up next, 10 R&B songs from 1968 we'll never forget. Just click it. Let's keep the music playing.